Hey everybody, DJ here again. First of all, welcome back to Enter the Gungeon. Second of all, before we get started, actually, let's play as the Hunter. We did the Marine last episode. Before we get started, I have some administrative stuff to go over. So you might notice that there's a lot of people hanging around up here now. That is because, to make a long story very short, there is a lot more going on in this game than I thought there was. I was under the impression that it would be a fairly short game to get to 100% completion, kind of like how Binding of Isaac was before all the expansions came out. Make a long story very short, that isn't the case. So, between that and my other piece of bad news, which is that I haven't been able to get reliable recording time this past week, I've decided it's kind of impractical for me to keep two save files running and have one be way behind the other. So this is just my normal, what was previously off-camera save. So I'll try to get you guys up to speed on who we all have here. This guy is a merchant dude. We buy stuff from him, it appears down in the Gungeon. This is Blockner. You fight him, he dies, he comes up here, and you can talk to him. He doesn't really do anything as far as I'm aware. This dude down here is like a hunter guy. He will send you to kill certain amounts of enemies, and once you come back, he will give you credits. And if you notice, we just got a new gun unlocked and he gave us some hegemony credits. This guy we'll get to later. I don't know what this guy does. This person we can find down in the Gungeon. It's kind of like the tunnel man from Spelunky. If we give him enough of a certain resource, he will open this elevator area here and we will be able to skip to later floors. I'm not going to prioritize that for right now. Lastly, up here we got this guy who appears down in the Gungeon itself. We'll get to him later. We got this guy who is another merchant we can buy stuff from. And we've got the shop up here, which is yet another merchant that we can buy stuff from. And this one is actually the first one you unlock usually. Let's see, what do we want? Buy the heart purse, which I think is just an HP up. Let's get the Origuni. Never had that. So, that's basically that. But I do have some good news, which is love that loading screen. Little gunman popping into the bullet chamber. The issue where my character was just a black silhouette has been kind of fixed. Someone on the Steam forums found a workaround. Just gotta go into your startup settings. I will post a description of how I did that in the video description, in case anybody else is having the same problem and wants to do it themselves. But for now, let's get moving. Wasted 10 minutes of your time talking about boring stuff already. Yeah. So the Huntress has a pistol with infinite ammo, a crossbow that is very useful for taking out early gun-dead enemies, and this little Corgi fellow who follows us around, and sometimes he will dig up items after we finish a room. Basically that. I'll try to keep you guys posted on any stuff that I find, but I will occasionally miss things. I think, without being too conceited, most of the people who are watching these videos are watching them because they know me, rather than because they're, just people who are searching up Gungeon on YouTube. Which is not to say that you're not welcome if you do fall in that second category, but statistically, I think there are less of you. I'll try not to belabor the point, is all I'm getting at. Alright. you. Alright. Let's see. Got a locked room down here. Let's go around. That might be a treasure. In fact, I think it has to be. I don't know if there are rooms other than the treasure rooms that can be, like, locked from one direction in that way. Except for shops. And if it was a shop, there would be the shop icon, a little mustache guy. Ooh, a key and an ammo drop. Nice. I think the Corgi dug up that ammo for us. That kind of thing is why I don't shy away from using the crossbow early on. I think on the first floor especially, it can really help you out. The ability to just take out in a single shot a lot of these smaller gun-dead enemies is just so useful. Yeah, I think this pretty much has to be a treasure room. It's a silver chest. I'll open it, why not? The Winchester, better than a box of roses. I think this is just basically a standard shotgun. This modified shotgun has been refitted for one-handed use. The Winchester shotgun packs the same punch as a regular shotgun, but chambers more efficiently. Yeah, I think it's just a shotgun with a faster reload time. Nothing super fancy, but I'm glad we have it. I'm gonna save it for the boss fight on the next floor, since our crossbow's still serving us pretty well for the time being. It was a trick somebody showed me for the crossbow, actually. Kind of a really bare-bones shop we got up here. But, it was a trick somebody showed me for the crossbow, actually. I'm not 100% sure how to do it, but I'm gonna try it when we get up here. Apparently, get down here, because that was the boss room. But apparently, if you kind of, oh yeah, look at that. If you rather than just holding down the fire button, click rapidly, it reloads like more quickly or something. A little unusual, but alright. Won't be doing that all the time because my fingers will get tired, but you know. Took a half heart of damage, immediately got a half heart upon clearing the room. That is what I call good timing. So I have gotten fairly far. I haven't beaten the game yet, but I've gotten down to the 4th floor a couple times and gone up against the 4th floor boss, but I have yet to win. Ah, I used the Winchester by accident. That was stupid. Stupid for several reasons. Let's see. What's in this last room over here? Is the fireplace room? Yeah, it is. Alright. So, there's actually a secret in this room. If you can get one of those water barrels in here, you can run it into the fireplace, and that unlocks some special stuff. But we'll do that another day, because we need 2 keys to do it. We don't have 2 keys. Alright. It's the Bullet King. Gotta be careful, because this guy occasionally throws out that attack, which I still don't quite understand how to dodge. The rest of them I know, at least in theory, how you're supposed to not get hit by them, but I think that one you just gotta kind of wing it like I just did. Random fire and all that. And we we might just perfect this guy. There we go. Okay. Still bad enough at the game that perfecting a boss is a big deal for me. And hey, check this out. We get not just 1 HP upgrade from the Master Round, but another one as our boss item. So we're up to 5 HP already. And let's just put this guy out of his misery, shall we? Alright. What's this all about? Huh. Oh, I didn't mean to buy that. Oh well. The Rick of Cash. Huh. That's another one of the merchants, one of the NPCs that I rescued from the cells on the second floor, but I've never seen him come after the boss room, so that's some interesting stuff. New to me, certainly. Alright, we're in Chamber 2. Another really barren shop. We got that thing, which you need for... I'll get into that some other time. And 3 keys and a blank, and that's it. What about this? Alright, so I learned something. You can sell this guy... Normally you can sell this guy guns, but you can also sell him regular items, including the junk. Now, mind you, there is an art to getting it to actually fall in the grate. There we go. Doesn't give you much for it, but at least it's something. I think I'm just gonna buy 2 keys. That way we can open treasure chests and other such things at our leisure. Alright. Ooh, a blank and our Corgi. Is it Corgi or Corny? I'm actually not sure now that I think about it. Our doggy dug up a key. Maybe I want to stick with the crossbow for now. The Winchester did seem to be really good against Bullet King, so maybe that's more of a boss weapon. I think the shotguns are good all around, though. Another one of these guys. This guy won't hesitate to use the shotgun against. Maybe we'll whip out the shotgun for big, beefy enemies. But these regular gun death that we can take out in a shot or 2, I don't know that it's really worth the ammo loss. Pardon me for a second. Still not used to the speaking for long periods of time thing just yet. Weird little shark bullet things. Snipers. Ugh. You know, I swear some enemies get more powerful every floor, or maybe even all of them do. Because I think last floor we were taking the big globulons out in 1 shot from the crossbow. Now it takes 2. Oh, come on now. There we go. Tactics. Hate this room. Ooh, nice. These things I can't stand. I always get hit by the bouncing bullets. That one seemed to work out okay though, so maybe I've gotten better and not realized it, or I just got lucky. One or the other. Another silver chest. The reason I'm shooting them all twice is that every once in a while you'll get a mimic. And those guys are not fun. So this item we just got is, yeah, the rolling eye. This lets us if we roll into bullets, they will fire back at the person who shot them. It's not crazy useful, but it's okay. And I like it. Casper's AK wielding cousin over there. Okay. These grenade guys often trip me up. Used to have a lot of problems with the cube men too, but I think I mostly have them down nowadays. Of course I say that and I'll probably get hit the next time we see one, just because that's how my luck works. What is this? Alien engine, the danger zone. Automatic, the engine of a crashed starship that has been converted into an energy weapon. I have never seen this one before. It's a beam, so we don't ever have to reload it. Interesting. I guess we'll test it out the next time we find some enemies. It's a rather bulky looking thing, isn't it? I guess it is, you know, an engine. Oh wow. Oh, okay. I get you. So it seems like, yeah, alright. I get it. It, throws you back when you shoot from it. Knocks you back, rather. We're gonna need to be careful with that one. But, lost our armor. Maybe this is a good situation for it, though. It, It didn't seem to do anything to him. That's weird. Maybe he's immune to it for some reason? That would be unusual. But even though this is my regular play save, I still definitely don't know everything about this game. I know a couple things, but not super many. And by all means, if you have any wisdom that you want to share in the comments, feel free. Oh, you gotta be like right up in there for this to do work. Interesting. That's why it wasn't affecting him. Wasn't that he was immune to it, I was just too far away. Very interesting weapon. I don't know how much use I'm gonna get out of that, but we have it, so it's something to consider at least. Alright. We take a sip of my iced tea, let's go fight the boss. It's the ammo conda. I only rarely die against this guy, but I find him very difficult to defeat without getting hit. All those bullets moving in that, like, weird pulsating pattern, it just messes with my brain for some reason. Oh shoot, let's try the alien engine on it. Ah! This is a terrible idea. Alright. Ah, now we're out of ammo for the shotgun. You know, I said I very rarely die against this guy, but I've taken 2.5 hearts of damage already. Ah, my goodness. It was going so well. Ah, alright. Well, that was a disappointing end to a pretty good run. Let me see. What's my recording time at? Yeah, I got time for one more. Let's do a quick restart. I don't think we need to pick up anything in the breach right now. try to play a little bit better this time. Oh, weird. This room's completely empty except for these explosive barrels. Alright. I feel like last time we kind of get carried by the fact that we had 5 hearts for a little while. Made us confident. And we felt that we could slack off a little bit. I don't think we should get into that mentality this time. I think we should endeavor to put in the work regardless of what items we get. Damn, messing with you guys, I don't know. There's good runs, there's bad runs, there's in-between ones. There's like runs that you go on and even if you don't finish in first place, they give you like a participation ribbon, and those are always nice. People rag on participation trophies, but I don't know. I've never actually, other than the kind of thing that I just mentioned, I don't think I've ever like known of any event where they give that kind of thing out. I mean, even when I was in middle school, we had like a science fair thing, and there wasn't any participation trophies for that. I mean, I got a ribbon, but that was because I came in 3rd place. Did like a project about soap or something? We're reaching very far back into the mind of a young teacher here, but it was about like how soap was made or something, and yeah, I don't know. Didn't quite stack up to the usual, you know, here's a volcano I made out of food dye and paper mache type of thing, but I think I mostly got that 3rd place because it was weird. You know, how often do you see stuff about making soap in a science fair? It's just really not that interesting of a topic. I mean, I guess if you're like super into soap it might be, but I don't think most people are super into soap. It's just soap. You use it to clean yourself. It's not, you know, not the most arresting thing in the world. Remember when I said we were gonna play better on this run? I think I might have lied unintentionally. Another just really disappointing shop. What's up here? Great man. Great man. Do 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 do. Great man. Do 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 do. Was The Difference by Jay Dilla. Alright. Focus. 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 I am a laser beam of precision. Alright, I guess I'll open it. Ooh, the sling. Alright, so this thing's kind of weird. Sometimes the old ways are the best ways. Deals more damage to powerful foes. This is not one of those old best ways. This lowly sling is barely a gun, even by Gungeon standards. Only recommended as a last resort for serious Gungeoneers. So this thing's this is a weird one. My understanding is that basically the sling does more damage based, like, percentage-wise on how much HP the enemy has. So it's good for bosses, in my limited experience. For some bosses, anyway. But I've only had it, like, twice, so I don't know. I hate these bats. Ooh. What is this thing? Frost bullets. Well, that seems pretty self-explanatory. All bullets can freeze enemies. This bullet upgrade attaches small condensers to each bullet fired, lowering their temperature substantially. accidentally invented by the Gungeon acquisitions team when Cadence told Ox to cool it with all the bullets. I get it. Yeah, that one's new. I must say, I'm loving this game for that exact reason. I've got like 30 hours in it already, and I'm still finding like a ton of stuff that I have not seen before. And trust me, if I had seen it, I would be straight with you guys. Alright, we got the Boyd. Now, Gatling Gull, like the Amoconda, is in my experience not that hard to kill, but very difficult to perfect. Because of that. Now, if you'll notice though, the sling's tearing through him. So, I think we'll be able to take him out without too much more trouble. There we go. It's a shame we got hit that one time. I could really use the extra heart, but we got heal. What's this? Camera. Safeties. A camera brought to the Gungeon by a journalist. The camera is shaped enough like a gun to survive the Gungeon's depths. I haven't had this before either. I guess we'll figure out what it does on the next floor. Stupid. What the heck? Huh? I guess it like deals very low damage to every enemy in a room? That's interesting. Huh. Well, I like the idea, but it's taken forever to kill this knight guy here. Maybe we will switch back to the crossbow for that kind of enemy. Yeah, I don't know about that camera. It's interesting, certainly. I will admit, 2 cube men in tandem can still give me quite a few problems. Where did he go? I don't like those taser bullet guys. I've lost quite a few runs because I got hit by those dudes one too many times. Hit him mid-trajectory. Skills. Alright. You know, my bullets don't seem to be doing very much freezing. Yeah, there we go. The camera seems pretty good for taking out bats, so that's something. Yeah, my bullets really just don't seem to be holding it down with the frost effect. I wonder why. Maybe it requires you to have, you know, a gun that fires very quickly to really see the cumulative effects. What have we here? Trying to have forgotten bullet who laid down his arms, but you... I will give you the camera, because it seems kind of good. At peace. Live to gun another day. I think that healed us back up to full, yeah. Alright. Well, that's something. I hate these bards that buff other enemies. Thankfully, this one is not that hard to dispatch of, but still super annoying. Uh-oh. Didn't realize that grenade man was behind me there. Who's the sniper now, Hollow Point man? Actually, I think the Hollow Points are the ghosts. I forget what those guys are called. Alright, I don't know why I switched to the sling for a second there. Sometimes I do that kind of thing, like, not really thinking about it, and usually it messes me up. I love the reload animation for the rusty revolver, by the way. Flip. Flip. Alright. Probably should have flipped that table, huh? I'm alright, though. Ooh, okay. So that's a dungeon key, which means that there's somebody imprisoned down here somewhere. Trying to think of who I haven't unlocked, because I think I know who all of the NPCs are, at least, but I might be wrong. We're out of keys, but I would like to open that chest if we find one. Alright. There's the boss, but I want to get this NPC freed first. That way, even if we die, we accomplish something this round. Well, we'll probably die at some point. I don't think we're going to beat the game, but I guess it is technically possible. The reason I originally thought Gungeon was pretty short is that it only has 5 floors, but it's got the spelunky thing going on where there's like there's an ending and then there's like a true ending and lots of stuff. Another shop that's just keys and heart pieces. I wonder if they like nerfed the shops recently? Who knows? Maybe I'm just having odd luck today. Don't go spreading that around, I don't know how true it is. It might be 0% true, which is the worst kind of amount of true something can be. Well, I guess it depends on what you're talking about, like, you know, there's some stuff you don't want to be true. Like all those crazy conspiracy theories about the Large Hadron Collider. What have we here? Void Core Assault Rifle. Okay, I have had this before, I just didn't recognize it. Before the Void Core was disbanded by the hegemony of man, they were renowned throughout the sector for their feats on and off the battlefield. Following their dissolution, the famed Void Core captain, known as the Thunderbolt, made his way to the Gungeon. And I guess the implication is that this is his rifle right here. Well, you know what they say. This is my rifle, this is my gun, this one's for fighting, this one's for fun. And we've got freeze bullets, so hey. Ah, I love this lady. Hello. This is, I think her name is Cursula. She's another shop person who will sell us stuff down, sell us stuff down here sometimes. She's a magical lady. She looks like Marceline the Vampire Queen, which I'm pretty sure is intentional. I've talked, perhaps at length, perhaps even ad nauseum, about how I feel like Gungeon has a bit of an Adventure Time influence. So I feel like that's intentional, but maybe it's not. Let's go crack open our other chest. I shot this already, right? Yeah. What do we have here? A ring. Ring of chest vampirism. Blood from the wood. Heals upon breaking a chest open. Interesting. That adds an intriguing little wrinkle to our plans. Alright, here's the Amoconda again. So, try not to die to him this time. Actually, maybe we should try the sling. Oh yeah. The real problem with the Anaconda, aside from the bullet patterns, is that he can heal by eating those turrets that he spawns. So you're never quite as far along in the fight as you think you are. Indiana Jones would be freaking out right now. You know, I've never actually seen any of those movies. I was a bit before my time. But hey, we killed the Amoconda. Yeah, I guess I'll just refill my assault rifle. What have we here? The Void Shotgun. This is another Void Core weapon, I guess. CQC. The favored weapon of the Void Core's frontline soldiers. Its short range ensures that any encounter will be lethal, one way or another. One way or another, gonna find you, etc. You guys know the rest. Let me just real quick before we get started on that floor. That's our kitten. She is going through that magical time in every young mammal's life known as, well, for people it's puberty. I'm not sure it's quite the same thing for cats, but that's why she sounds so distressed. Anyway, I was just checking my recording time. Like, I am on a bit of a schedule, but not a super tight one. And I do want to keep these videos, like, under an hour, which I realize is not a particularly strict guideline, but just one I'm going to try to keep to. And this Void Shotgun is killing it. Like, goodness gracious. I feel the need to make Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze style puns, but I'm gonna spare you the indignity of hearing that. I don't want to cool any of my viewers on my content. Alright. Yeah, I think this is the first time I've actually made it down to the third floor on video, I just realized. I am kind of okay at this game, sometimes, intermittently. Alright. I say that, but I'm down to 2 hearts, so I don't imagine it's gonna last too much longer. We want the rifle for this room. I'm always very careful about dodge rolling in this game, because I swear that gravity probably has done more damage to me than any other thing in this entire game. You know, forget the zombie bullets, the bizarre cube men, the knights, the friggin' seagull with a machine gun. Probably just like bullets on the ground have done the most damage to me. Got a blank, but that's not quite what I wanted. Let's see what's in the shop over here. T-shirt cannon I've had before, it's not very good. I'm tempted to buy HP, and in fact... Nah, I can't justify it. Oh, hello. This is another one of the secondary shopkeepers you see sometimes. He thinks we're bullets, which we're not, but why correct him? He's very wise, you can tell, because he has a mustache. Alright. Well, we're raking in the cash. Actually, let me go buy a key real quick. I meant to do that and I forgot to. Cool trick, if you stand on the teleporter and hit the interact button, it'll take you back to where you came from. The more you know. Man, these guys are a pain in the buttocks. Not the birds, those weird, like, army men undead. Minecart time. Minecart time. I never know when I encounter a mine area in a video game if it's supposed to be a Minecraft reference or if it's just a mine on its own terms. But you know, Minecraft didn't invent the concept of mines, and indeed, they're actually not really a big part of that game at all. But, you know, it's an obvious reference to make, and it just makes me wonder every single time. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Silver chests are like the second worst kind. I don't know if I want to spend my hard-earned key on that. We could get another, like, one of those big red ones. Or I've heard tell that there's such a thing as a glitch chest. And I would like to find one of those, perhaps. But I don't know. Maybe I've been Ella's real. Started believing an internet rumor with no basis in reality. Also, not unlike those theories about the Large Hadron Collider. I probably should have bought a half heart before I came in here. I don't think there's any shame in buying a little bit of HP if it might help you survive. But I'm not sure I will live to learn from my mistake, unfortunately. Alright. I do like his quip when you try to buy something you don't have the money for. I think your wallet needs to reload. Just total shutdown. Alright, a green chest I will spend a key on. I should have shot it first, by the way. Red Guanstone. Dodge up. Improves dodging. Well. Alright then. Not quite sure how it improves dodging. I have had this before, but I never remember which of the Guanstones does what. This relates to the same end game thing that one shop item does. We're not gonna do that right now. Let's see, we got one heart. Now another bard. I don't actually know if these guys are bards, but I think that if they're not, they should be. Bards don't get enough representation in fiction. Every other D&D class, you'll see everywhere. Not bards, though. It's a darn shame. Also, this guy is an annoyance. There we Oh. I must have missed something somewhere. Yeah, up here. Okay. We didn't have to go in that room at all. Let's see here. We got a heart and a half. I don't know. Here's the boss. I guess we'll use our sling. I don't know. Tank. The Dreadnought. This guy, a bit hard. I know when the game first came out, a lot of people considered him the most difficult boss in the early game, at least. Comparative early game. I haven't had too much trouble with him the couple times I've faced him, but, you know. There goes my perfect. Ah, darn it. Ah. Probably should have blanked instead of rolling. Alright. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I will see you guys next time. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. It does help a lot. Bye.